So good morning,
Yeah.
everyone, and we're going to be focusing today, reviewing what we did last time, connected with sales funnels, and reviewing, well, what did we learn last time and how further forward are we? And so last week, we were talking about the whole customer journey and why it's so important we understand that customer journey. And so just as a preamble before we started recording, Althea came up with some great ideas. So I'm going to come to you, Althea. So what was your
Yeah.
feedback on last week's session where we started exploring this whole customer journey?
Yeah, I was just saying that I'm still just a little bit taken back. I'm so taken back by how micro businesses like us, like me, and small businesses like you guys, how we still don't pay enough attention to the customer journey in terms of what do we say to our customers, what do we offer our customers at the right time of their journey. It's like I'm going on a beach and you're offering me a coat. It doesn't, I'm on a warm beach and you say, oh, Alfia, would you like to buy that coat, that winter coat? It's so beautiful. Now, the coat could be amazing. It could be, Cherry, the coat could be Chanel coat. Cherry loves Chanel. The coat could be, really fine quality, nice, faux fur, really amazing quality, good price too. You might even say the coat is amazing quality and you only get offering it for 20 quid or £10. But do I need it there while I'm lying on the beach with my cocktail? The sun is hot. I've got a beach hat. What I really need is maybe a sarong, or maybe
Ice
maybe
cream?
an ice cream, or maybe a sunglasses, or a cold cocktail. Maybe that's what I need right now. So I think it's important that that's what I take from you, Cheryl. I think it's important that we know what to say to our customers at the right time, meeting them where they are on the sales funnel or the journey, and offering whatever we need to offer at the right time.
Do you think it might be because people themselves are very unclear about how their year is planning out in order to understand what they're taking to the market that year? Because you're very good at planning, Althea, but I wonder if a lot of people almost like turn up and react online when it comes to online selling in particular. Perhaps they're on the back foot because they're not confident about what they're selling and how they're going to be selling it. And perhaps there are just almost like so many things stacked up. And it could be, well, I'm not going to do any of it because I haven't got a website. I'm not doing any of it because I don't understand how to price my product. So I'm no good at doing any kind of marketing. So I won't do anything. So where do you think people are at the moment, Althea, when it comes to why they're not doing it?
I think when I speak to people, one of the things I find is, one, there is not a lot of learning about marketing principles. One, because I think if you think of a big company like, say, Tesco has a marketing department that pushes all their stuff. They've got the strategic marketer, they've got the content creator, they've got all these specialist skills people. The Tesco man is not the one promoting Tesco. They pay people who know about it. So I think it's important that for small businesses like us, one of the things I started doing in my business is I decided every week I will do 2 hours of learning. And I think that's very important. Learning, it could be anything about yourself, about your business, about your offer, about your clients. It could be anything else. And I think what I see is that people have their products, they have these wonderful ideas, but we're not spending enough time. I say we because I try to include myself in. We are not spending enough time learning about our business, learning to market our business, and also picking up on what's out there in terms of trends and ideas, not so much trends, but ideas to promote our business. I think that's what, when I speak to some of the ladies in I Am Women, I'm not an expert at their business. I don't know, but I definitely think there isn't a lot of learning. And I felt that was my offer in I Am Woman. I felt like I did feel, oh, I'm going to tell Cheryl, I'm going to put a package together and see how I can start talking about, learn about Instagram, learn about LinkedIn, really learn it a little bit more. Learn about that you will end up getting the learning to how you sell your business. Learn if you choose Instagram and LinkedIn, learn about it. If you choose TikTok, learn about it. If you're interested in YouTube, learn about it. If you're interested in strategy, learn about it. Really, I think learning is a big part of it. And when you learn, what happens in your mind, it triggers the confidence. You know, we always say confidence, we don't have confidence. Confidence comes with knowledge. A lot of times it's not just putting on a nice dress and getting your hair done really well and looking amazing. Confidence comes with knowledge. And I can honestly say I've spent a year learning and my confidence has shot up because I've learned the things I need to learn. I've learned SEO. SEO is the way forward, especially for small businesses who are looking to cut through the noise and get more people. SEO is the way to go and really putting yourself out there because I can guarantee, for instance, YouTube, if you learn about YouTube, if you learn how to do it, if you learn how to sit in front of a camera, if you learn how to share your ideas, trust me, you will automatically, you will start forgetting or stop worrying about the fact that you are afraid because YouTube is a place where people get afraid to be in front of a camera. If you learn about how to handle yourself on a camera, you will be more confident. And that's something I'm probably doing a shameless plug there right now, Cheryl, but it to me, if you want to get more confidence in in putting your offer out there, I think people know their price. It may not be right, it may not be the perfect price point, Cheryl, but that's neither here nor there. I think people know their business. They may not be conveying it properly, but that's neither here nor there. I think people know what their product is. You know what your product is, Karen. You know about your business much better than me or any sort of strategies can come and tell you. That's neither here nor there. Well, it's not neither here nor there, but that's not the issue. I think the main issue is that if people don't have the confidence to know what to do, when to do it, and I think there is a lack of learning. We go into business and we focus on the doing, the part of the business, i.e., for instance, Cheryl, I think you are a great speaker. You offer some really things. You've got RTT going. You might be, oh yes, I'm great at RTT, great I'm speaking, but you still have a business to run. You still have a business to run. And I think if you're not learning how you can tweak your personality and your confidence to run that business, you could have all that knowledge. All the ladies are knowledgeable in their products, their writing, that's not even in question, is it? Do you find that, Cheryl, that's not in question? Am I wrong to think so?
I think what happens is that when somebody starts a small business where it's going to rely upon them, they
Yeah.
might have talent in a certain area. So say, for example, they are say, for example, a website designer, yeah? So
Mm.
they might have a talent in a particular area or whatever industry they're in. It could be, a weight loss company, it could be any industry. So they have a talent for that. But what they don't realize is that when you're running a business, you need to know all these other techniques because it's how to run a business. You need all those techniques related to how to run a business. And then what clicks in then, because somebody doesn't have the right temperament, they then go, oh, this is too much for me. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all too much for me. And then they start self-sabotaging, they
Mm.
lose confidence, they have limiting belief in themselves. All this kind of emotion kicks in, and you can see them actually swirling down a plug, yeah? And then all of a sudden, it's almost like, so they've gone, yeah?
Yeah.
Given up. Because, I had a message over the weekend from somebody saying, running a business for me is just too much, yeah? I'm going to give up. And I felt like saying, ta-ra, yeah? Because you haven't even started your business yet. And you're saying, these hurdles are just too much for me to overcome. And I'm thinking, and this is all about them just writing a business plan for finance. And I'm thinking, and you think that's the difficult part? You've got so much time on your hands at the moment. You can get really creative and really strategic and create an amazing plan of how you're going to launch the business. But you think doing that is too hard, so you're going to give up. So part of me just wants to say, ta-ra, you're not up to it. Because you do need, tenacity, drive, commitment. You need
Resilience.
skin like leather, really, because, you know, so many people take pot shots at you, no matter what you do. And you think to yourself, there is a certain kind of a person. And so it's almost like the talent is irrelevant because so many of us have to upskill or we go into something different. If we don't have those skills and are willing to take the time to learn those skills, I don't think anyone's got a chance of building anything in business, and
Yeah.
go out of business.
You have to have resilience. And I think that resilience is what's going to say, oh, do you know what? I know what I'm going to sell my customers in that phase of the funnel. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to offer them a cranberry daiquiri rather than a Coke if they sat on a beach. Just using an analogy. I think when they might need a brawly for the sun or a sunblock. That's the right thing they need now, not a coat. Do you know what I mean? So I think once you get to that point, there's this people concentrate too much on their own individual talent of their business and not their resilience, their confidence. And I think that's where it needs to go. I was listening to a YouTuber and she was saying, you know, when you want to write in your bio in Instagram, people write, your Instagram bio, she says, is not about you. That took me apart because I always thought, you know, it says about you. The Instagram tells you, what about you? What do you do? How do you? And she was saying, it's not about you. It's about you promoting the value that you give to people. So it's about your customers. And from that time, I went in on my Trello and I put a whole new bio. I haven't put it out, but I will put a whole new bio of my Instagram bio aside because I'm doing everything from the 1st of Jan. So I'm preparing. Because she was saying that you need to stop thinking about it's your talent, it's your gift. The thing is, yes, you have a gift, but what you really need to learn and work at is how do you get that gift and place it in the hands of your customers? That's what you need to work at. And I don't think, Cheryl, yeah, I don't think it's about they don't know their cost or whatever. That is neither here nor there. I think your cost could be anything. You do it and then you tweak it. Yes, you £100 for my services, and you realize, oh, people only want to pay 50 quid. Yes, you tweak it. £1,000 for my service and people only want to pay 700. Yes, you tweak it. But don't let that be the distractor. The distractor is your confidence. Stick it out there, and hope for the best. And honestly, I do say hope for the best. Be resilient, hope for the best, and tweak it again, and hope for the best, and tweak it again. If you watch at what's it called, Think Media has a blurb that they put in all their promotions in their branding, and it says you have to press record. I love it, because he teaches people to do great on YouTube. That's the thing. And he says you just got to press record, and he made a whole video as to why he said you just got to press record. He said make 50 bad videos. That bad video, publish it. The other bad video, publish it. The other bad video, publish it. He said what he's basically saying is you got to go, Cheryl, as you say, you got to go through that graft, that hard grit. I don't know if you saw the lady on TED Talk who were talking about, you want to be success in life, you got to grit. You have to work hard. It's as simple as you've got to work hard. Not stupidly hard. You just got to hold on. Basically, she was just saying, grit is what caused Bill Gates to be success. Grit is what caused Steve Jobs to be success. They fail until they were successful. So it's all about that. And how you do that is by learning.
I was really inspired by Karen. Karen, when, you know, because you went through, you know, your husband passed, and in all of that, you decided to learn something new that was going to add extra value to your clients. And Karen and I both did our RTT training together. And we must have, because we challenged one another and really went through all this learning together. And it was a lot of learning. Like we must have done about 400 hours learning in 6 months.
50.
And then we had to go online and, you know, be part of testing out our understanding with strangers. And then we went for a whole week to Rushden. So Karen came all the way from Ireland over to Rushden, and then we did 5 solid days of hypnotherapy training, and having to deal with our own stuff as we were going through this training, and then did, a live examination in front of lots of far more able people than we were. And Karen did that whilst going through personal mourning as well. And so I was just so inspired by you, Karen, because yes, you decided to add value to your customers, but you held your shit together whilst you were healing from your shit, learning how other people can heal from their shit, whilst then, getting extra qualifications, and now adding this, your learning and your vulnerability into the marketplace to help your clients. So I'd love to know where you got the stamina to do that, because that was a biggie, wasn't it, for this year?
I think it was my biggie, but I did have this little Welsh dragon nipping at my heels.
So
And I
how
have a competitive streak that's a mile wide. And, anytime Cheryl said she was ahead of me in the course, it's like, not having that, need to get in there. But it was that buddying up and that accountability that really got us through, but also that competitiveness. And I kind of feel that in some ways it was a bit of distraction, which was helpful because, as you say, it takes a while to get over these things. But I also recognised that I just needed a whole big dollop of self-care. And, the first day we were at Rushden, the first hypnosis we did was, they're going to take us to your happy place. And of course, my happy place was when I met my husband. So in hypnosis, for the very first time, for that poor person who had me, I was absolutely in tears. And that poor person, we just had to sort of say, it's not you, it's just me. This is the reason why. And it just had to be what it had to be. And it kind of got better from that point onwards.
But you learn all the time, don't you? Rushden,
Mm.
and the RTT was just part of your learning. You're forever, like, you're on Saturday, when everyone else might be out shopping or going for a coffee, we were all online learning how to put a card deck together for, our Saturday morning. And you so generously shared that learning. And yeah, so how do you keep inspiring yourself to keep learning, but also inspiring other people to keep learning? And in fact, you doing that so generously actually forms part of your sales funnel.
Yeah. I think for me, I come from a nursing background. And part of nursing, you have to mandatory to maintain your registration. You have to commit to a certain amount of learning each year. And that is a requirement to continue practicing as a nurse. You cannot get away with it. Continuous professional development was inbuilt into the course, it was inbuilt into the training, and it was something that we just took with us. So it's just part of who I am because of that journey. To me, reading a little bit every day, whether it is a fiction book or a non-fiction book, there is always some learning from it. Learning from other people is just so important. But you meet people like Wendy Keir, who taught us about AI images, and then it was just like, holy crap, this is so cool. And then telling other people, and then because she's got this, suddenly realised that this is a business that people are actually interested in, and people are sharing it. So she'd almost tapped out her own network. But because she started doing AI images and creating these really cool stuff, and people started saying, you must do this course, that whole word of mouth opened other people's networks for her. And it's like, she's doing something whole new with ChatGPT around creating workflows. And it's just like, I've got to learn how to do that. because I can create those workflows and then pass them on to the people I work with for self-publishing. And I think part of it is just curiosity about what's out there, because everything's changing. You can stick your head in the sand and say AI is going to transform the world. We're going to be like the Terminator, or the machines are going to take over. We're going to be shooting all these things, and mankind is gone. Or you can just embrace the changes, be part of the the talk, the challenge, be part of the conversation, um, and see what it can do that's good. There will always be bad stuff. There's always been reported in Spain, a group of 11 to 15-year-olds used AI images and used social media images from their classmates to create nude deep fakes that they then circulated about their classmates. And one person tried to blackmail one of those young girls, and all of them are in deep doo-doo because they got found out. But that was publicized. There will always be negative. There is always some asshole who will do stuff like this, but there is an awful lot of positives as well, and it's finding the positives in it, and that's what I like doing,
And it was
and
really
looking how it can benefit.
It was really
Yeah.
interesting. You passed Wendy's details on to me, and I've gone on and done her program, because for me, okay, as part of this sort of sales funnel discussion, it's looking at, okay, we're going to create a sales funnel, but we've got to be really clear about the whole client persona. And we're going to take them from being, coming onto our site, and we're going to take them to a landing page. But how much do we know about landing pages? And in order to write a really powerful landing page, that's where Wendy slots in. And I've been working with Wendy now, but it's having that, I suppose, vulnerability to say, hang on, I've done landing pages before, but I've just done them. I haven't really understood how to do them, why I'm doing them. I didn't understand that AI could actually take my language to another level, could take my proposition to another level, even my
And hit USP.
Yeah,
It wrote my USP, and it was just like, holy crap. Everything there was true, but it's not how I saw myself.
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely crazy.
So that's isn't it? But to be vulnerable enough to say, hang on, I need to learn about landing pages. I need to learn that AI can help us develop amazing landing pages. And actually, that's the next part of this sales funnel. Because if I can't get my landing page right, I'm not going to convert. Yeah.
And in an age of AI where everybody else is doing this as well, you have to keep up those standards, because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. There's some really good content that's coming out of it, and it really highlights the bad stuff as well.
So can you tell us, Karen, you've gone through the, and you're developing sales funnels all the time for the different programs you're running. So how do you think now, because you've put your buyer persona together, your USP, your whole landing page together now, you've fed it through AI, you've put it in front of other people. I don't know how far you are into the journey of actually creating it online now. What has been your learning in doing that?
My biggest learning was my website is the biggest load of SH1 and needs to be completely rewritten with this in mind, because there was so much stuff that wasn't clear, and every single thing that I sell needs to go through this sales process, this sales page that Wendy has, that goes through this specific layout and structure, so that it's very, very clear about what are the benefits of working, what are the benefits of doing it this way, what is my USP, why do I do things differently, what is the learning and the journey that I've been on that makes me different to everybody else. And that needs to be on every single page on my website. And of course it wasn't, because I was trying to be something I wasn't. And it just took this structure that Wendy created. And part of it just, said, it goes through these different parts. And it then as part of it. You put in a load of your own stuff, and then you ask it a question, and then you ask it what is the USP based on the information, and it just regurgitated everything out, and it just hit me what it is I do. That my goal is to simplify self-publishing, and the way I do it is these two things that merge together that other people just don't do. And it was just absolutely crackers. But it does mean that I actually need to redo my website with this in mind, so that everything is a landing page, everything leads to a call to action to a sale, so that people are very clear about where they are, what it is they need, whether they want to do book templates that do it for them, whether they want somebody to do it for them instead. Just have that clarity. And that just wasn't there. I was trying to do everything and be everything for everybody else. And I had lots of good, nice images, nice words, but they didn't gel with people. They weren't talking to them. They were using lots of jargon rather than just plain English, and just me talking as me, rather than trying to project something that I wasn't.
I wonder as well, if, going back to what Althea said, I don't think people understand marketing, because marketing is the work that you've done. I always think it's the thinking side of selling, and so many people want to jump into selling, but they don't understand marketing. They don't understand that whole sitting back and thinking strategic process of just understanding what their clients want, understanding.
I think it's even worse than that. I think we get stuck in the awareness phase, that we keep being aware. We create content, we create people's awareness that we exist, but we don't take them onto that next step. We don't take them onto our email list. We don't take them onto a product. We don't take them onto the sale. We just create awareness and awareness. And we forget to create the product, to tell people about the product even. And I am so guilty of this myself. I might put one post out that says I'm selling this thing, and then I'm so surprised when nobody runs and buys it, and forgetting how many, when you sort of see how many impressions, yeah, it's not surprising, people haven't bought it. I think Denise Duffield Thomas has this 1% rule, that 1% of people who see things will actually buy it. So you need if you want to sell to 5 people, you need to be in front of 500, And it's a very simple formula, but it also recognizes, it's the thing that Rachel said, I'm looking for the 2%, so I need to understand that for 99%, 98%, this isn't going to be of use. And it's just a numbers game as well. So when she does her LinkedIn messaging, she's looking for the 2% acknowledging, but for 98%, there will be lots of no's. But she's only looking for 2 yeses.
And it's so lovely when she says, I'm so glad when somebody says no, because I realize, they're part of that.
She's one step closer to the yes.
I just need to get to that 2%. But so many people will say, oh, it's too many numbers, and it's hard work to find the 2%.
Well, it's not that, it's too much rejection, because every one of those rejections feels personal. So therefore you've turned it on its head, and then it's that there's 2 things that we came out with RTT. People have either got fear of success or fear of failure. And if they've got fear of failure, then they're not going to do things. If they've got fear of success, they'll self-sabotage. And either case, they're not going to help themselves. So whether they don't think they're enough, or whether they're waiting for the world to realize that that they're an imposter, there is always something that will hold them back. And that's what RTT is all about. It's about helping people to do that. And that's one thing that I love about it, because it is helping you reframe that mindset, that whichever one of those you are, we're going to kick its ass and get you out there,
So I know this morning there's only been 3 of us, but it's been a great discussion with regards to really, where are we at, as well as recognizing where other people are at. So for me, I guess it's if I was to say a light bulb of learning for me, it's this realization that I need to be clear on my strategy, really need to be clear to look at what do I want 2024 to look like. I know I'm on the right track as far as really understanding these landing pages now in order to really refine my persona and to run it through AI to make it really smart and to have it reviewed by a lot of other people just to make sure, you know, I'm not just so far up my own backside I can't see the obvious. Yeah, so I know I'm on the right track with that, and in some ways it's like having lots of plates spinning, because it almost feels like as though I get so far with my website, and I know I'm redesigning my website at the moment, and I know I've almost got to get it, the thinking right, to get the pages right. And I know I've so far with so many pages, but I know I just haven't hit the nail on the head yet. But I know it's going to start making sense once I get my first landing page right. And I almost like recognize I've got to be smarter about this. I just can't keep adding content. It's got to be hitting the nail on the head every time, and accept feedback, and accepting I might have to redraft, you know, reshoot some photos and all that kind of stuff. But I'm loving the process, and I think it's because part of me loves learning, and part of me just wants to put out there the best version of how I do what I do in business. So in lots of ways, there's been lots of confirmations and ticks in the box just for me to know I'm on the right track. You know, it's hard work, I'm enjoying it, but I know I'm heading in the right direction. So over to you, Althea. What's your light bulb of learning from this morning?
Oh, I was just, Cheryl, can I just say, I was just going to say, you know that 500 people you talked about, Karen? So you do your campaign, you send it out to about 1,000 people, and 500 people come back to you. But only that 1%, which is about 50 people who probably, a good sales is about 2%. But let's just say 1%, 50 people. 50 people says yes. The 450 people extra, that is your next phase of your campaign. Don't start a new campaign. Go after the 450 people who said, and people need to understand that. Go after the 50 people, refresh the campaign for the next 450 people, because they're the ones who said, yes, I'd like to, sorry. They're the ones who said no. They're the ones, sorry, who came out from the 100,000 people, so 1,000 people you send who think it. So if you got 450 people, you refresh the campaign again round for these 400 people. Hopefully you'll get 25%, another percentage of it, and you refresh again until you have exhausted all your thing. And at the same time, in the sales funnel, the customer journey, you understand what you try to understand what is it that these extra 400 people were missing out on, or they felt was more pain for them that you need to correct. It could be your website is not quick enough. It could be your process. It could be the product itself. But that's how marketing work in the world of Tesco and Asda and Apple. Yeah. That's how it works. And we're supposed to duplicate that. They're not spending time trying to get new customers. You do that when you have another specific campaign. You already have 450 people who in the awareness phase. They've moved from awareness to interest phase. In the interest phase, you focus on them and you're trying to get them to the end, and you go back around again. If you have to do it 4 times and then you exhaust that campaign, you start a new campaign. That's how marketing works. Not saying, oh, well, these people said no, that's it. Firstly, your first campaign would have had an email marketing in it, so you would have had their email address. So once you can get back to them, there's something called express consent. The fact that they showed interest the first time, you have a right to go back to them GDPR-wise because they have given express consent. Express consent is if I said I was interested in something, if I didn't tick the box that said I want nothing to do with it anymore, you can come back to me. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's thing with Enterprise Circle where they have the 3-line letter, and it just basically goes out to certain people within your email list. Just says, are you still interested in publishing a book? And they either say yes or no. If they say yes, then you can have a conversation. If they say no, then do you keep them on the list?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't include them in a campaign because you could breach GDPR laws. But those
Yeah.
who click that button and they didn't say they don't want to be, and a lot of, do you do it as a customer? Do you sometimes you click on a link in an email or whatever, and then you realize, nah, I don't like the price, or no, I don't think that product is that great, or you just, whatever decision you decide, Cheryl, you must have done that. You decide, no, I'm not going to take this any further. The fact that you didn't click the no button, they can come back to you. They do come back to me. They bombard me sometimes. We've noticed you haven't done that. What's up, Alfie? And I love the subject line. These days, subject line is a tactic. I'm just leaving that with you. Your subject line is a tactic. You see a subject line in email, use it wisely. It is real estate for marketing.
Thank you, Alfia. I love all your tips. Love it. So over to you, Karen. I can see you scribbling there. Been scribbling most of the morning. Great ideas coming out. So what?
I wanted Alfie in my pocket now.
I want it in my office. I want to put her by the side of me at my desk.
I don't mind. Pay me for it, and I'll do it. But Karen, I do want to meet up with you because I have something to publish, but I don't quite know how to do it yet.
Oh, this is what I enjoy doing, because my whole thing is about simplifying self-publishing. So yeah, we'll definitely have a conversation, because I just love doing that. Yeah, I think for me, businesses always felt like a jigsaw, and it always felt like I had a missing piece. And then when I get that piece that I thought was missing, I realized I got another piece that's missing. So the sales page with Wendy was a big missing piece, and being able to change that is really helping. AI is helping as well, because I created a really cool email opt-in, 151 ways to 151 ideas for around journaling anyway, to build a journal, create, write and print a journal. And that actually went really well, because it had a nice image and there was really good content in there. And I think for me, AI is quite useful, but it's like everything else, it's a tool and you've got to use it correctly. Biggest mistake people do is they just copy and paste what AI have produced without putting their own personality in there. And you're seeing it a lot more. It's just lazy stuff. And I don't think you can afford to be lazy in business, unfortunately. Business and lazy people, there is a sort of feeling that a lot of successful entrepreneurs are lazy because they find the way around everything. But I think with some things you can't be lazy, and that's just one of them.
So thank you, ladies, for joining me this morning as we explore this whole topic of sales funnel. It's a massive topic, and I'm sure we'll come back to it at some stage. But I think we all agree, marketing plays a major role in this, and gathering the intelligence relating to our own customers' journey, what their lives are like, what are they looking for, where are they now, where are they shopping now, where are they shopping next. As Althea said, even if they say no now, it's a matter of refining how you're going to be marketing to them next, because likelihood is they're going to be coming back. So it's not always looking for new customers. It's actually could be about looking at how should I be shaping my campaign for those people I'm already marketing to but have yet to say yes. So lots of learning in there. So thank you, ladies, for this morning's Iron Woman Hour. Great topic, great chat, and thank you for sharing your expertise. Really enjoyed sharing some ideas together. So look forward to seeing you next week, where we will be exploring another business topic, and look forward to you joining me then. Okay, cheerio, everyone.
Cheryl, can I just, I'm not